talked about a lot of stuff, and they were all put their parent hats on and like, what's going on in your schools? Because my district is in the middle of a revolutionary change right now. It's a paradigm shift from traditional regular scheduling where our classes are 45 minutes long and our kids take up to seven classes a day, to a 4x4 block schedule where they have no more than 4 classes at a time. They're 90 minutes a pop, and they do a class that would traditionally take a year in a semester. So, you know, as an English teacher, I'm really excited about some of the implications of this change, that I can do some more constructivism, that I will have that time and the freedom to be able to go into some of the topics that I teach more in depth. We're not going to be able to read as much literature, but the things that we're able to do with the literature we do read are so exciting to me. On the flip side, we have teachers who are worried about covering, you know, 700 years of history, or, you know, they have to get through their math textbooks, and they're deeply concerned about how to do that in the time allotted, considering some of the things that we read for today. You know, that the chapter with the experts, and some of the things that are required to become an expert at something, and the processing time that you need when you're learning new things. And, you know, so we're having all of these pedagogical debates about, you know, what this is going to do for kids learning in all these different areas, and there's a lot of anxiety too. So it's been, we have had spirited discussions in my school about all of this.
I would imagine. And I think that's just a great example of how the context in which we're teaching also impacts the approach that we're going to take, and that we're going to have a mix, or we might have the opportunity to have a mix of approaches depending on that particular subject or the goal at that particular time. So I'm sure workplaces other than school also have some very spirited debates along those same lines.
Okay, very good. Well, this is the kind of thing we'll do as a starter each time. We really want to encourage you to come on time so that we can start right away and use every minute, because we have 4 hours, which seems like a luxury to you, I'm sure, except it's every 2 weeks. And we want to use every single minute we have, so let's work on that. Okay, you brought an article today about intelligence, and you have a little yellow worksheet in your materials for today, in your folders. And again, we're experimenting a little with using the small groups rather than full group, although we're going to go back and forth here. What I'd ask you to do, and I'll put that up on the board, is first go around and say, just informally, when you think about a person being intelligent, what are some of the things you think about? And just get a list. And then share the articles that you brought, not reading the article to each other, because that will use up all our time, but basically, is there one or the other idea out of that article that you think is interesting that you'd like to share? And then we are going to harvest this and work on our ultimate goal for this section is for each table, by the end, to have developed a definition of intelligence they can all agree on. And it might come from one of the articles, and it might come from a synthesis of everything that you've heard. Right. So let's start with a quick go around. When you hear, when I say Sister Adelina is intelligent, what might that mean? And it might mean something different in Tanzania than it does in the U.S. So, you know, the cross-cultural thing can be interesting. So, what does intelligence mean? Just a quick go around, and then what did you learn looking at your articles? Okay?